Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra, and on the show, we are going to be focusing on Mahindra Lifespace developers' earnings. The real estate and infrastructure development business of Mahindra Group has reported a net loss of 7.7 crores for the September quarter, and that's against the net profit that we've seen of 6.5 crores a year ago and 75.4 crores of profit in the previous quarter. Now, the consolidated total income has also stood at 73.8 crores as against 117.3 crores that were reported in Q1 of FY23 and 65.7 crores in Q2 of FY22 as well. Now, to understand more details about the earnings and the fine print, I'm now joined by the top management of the company. Mr. Arvind Subramanian joins in. He's the MD and CEO of Mahindra Lifespace. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion on Business Today TV. First up, if you could help us understand what has led to the loss at the bottom line in this quarter, and do you see this getting recovered in the next few quarters as well?
Hello, Sakshi. Wonderful being on the show. So firstly, just to give a bit of a context, quarter two was a very solid quarter from an operational perspective, and it built on a very extremely strong quarter one. So first half of the year, we have crossed 1,000 crores of sales on the residential side and are coming up to just under 200 crores of leasing on the industrial parks business, both of which are record numbers and set us up extremely well for the rest of the year. Cash flow has also been very healthy. We've done about 550 crores of cash collections in the first half of the year, again, setting us up extremely well from a future growth perspective. The revenues and profitability in our business, as you're aware, is linked to completion of projects. So in the second quarter, we did not have too many completions, and that's why it's been very muted both on the top line as well as the bottom line.
Okay. Could you also help us understand how have been the residential sales, the industrial leasing, and the collections? If you could just give us that idea as well.
Yes. So quarter two, we did 400 crores of residential sales. This is, mind you, a seasonally weak quarter for Mumbai real estate in particular, given monsoons as well as the Pitru Paksh period, which is an inauspicious period for many customers to buy apartments. Despite that, we've done 400 crores. This has come on the back of one very successful new launch in Pune called Mahindra Nostalgia, where within the first quarter itself, we've sold about 70% of the apartments. In addition to that, all our projects have clocked very good sustenance sales. All the way from Gurgaon in the north to Chennai in the south. Every one of our projects is chugging along very well. The other heartening news is we've been able to take price up steadily across the portfolio, which speaks to the depth of the demand that exists. Similarly, on the industrial side, as I mentioned, just under 200 crores for the half year, 68 crores for the second quarter, continues to build on the strong momentum that has been created by the team over the last 3 or 4 quarters.
Right. Also help us understand on the input cost pressures. Have you seen a bit of easing right there? Could that help on aid the margins going forward?
Well, I wish there was easing. There's at least now a stagnation of cost inflation. The last 5 or 6 quarters, we've seen a very sharp cost increase. The last, let's say 4 or 5 months, it's been more moderate. It's been flat, the commodity prices, steel, cement, etc. And I hope it holds in that pattern. Given some of the global headwinds, there are some dark clouds on the horizon, but we are keeping our fingers crossed that with the reorientation of supply in these industries, we will be able to see at least stable prices going forward.
Okay. Last quarter, I remember we discussed about your plans to acquire some land parcels near Pune. Share with us what's the update on that and also the development plans there, and what sort of growth potential do you see coming in from these?
Yes. So we had announced an acquisition of one new residential land parcel in April. That is progressing very well. We've submitted plans for approval and are hoping to launch that in the second half of this year. So that will be a pretty quick turnaround from land acquisition to launch. We continue to be in the market for other land transactions in all the 3 markets of interest, which is Mumbai, Pune, and Bangalore. In the second quarter, we did not close any transaction, but there are several very advanced conversations and are hoping to make announcements imminently.
Right. Also, in the current quarter, we've seen, the peak of festive season for us just go by. How have you sensed the demand picking up in the real estate space, especially in the segments that you work in? Has there been a pickup in the sentiment? Have people come out and, bought more places?
Yes, certainly. The demand continues to be very strong in Q3. There were some concerns that the interest rate hikes and therefore the mortgage cost increases will lead to a dampening of demand. But honestly, we are not seeing that yet. We're still seeing quite robust and deep demand.
Sir, could you also help us understand how does the launch pipeline look for you going forward?
The second half of the year has a very interesting lineup of new launches, both new phases of existing projects as well as virgin new projects. We're starting, in fact, just this weekend with the second phase of Mahindra Eden, which we had launched in the first quarter of this year. This is, if you would recall, India's first net zero energy project launched in Bangalore.
Yes.
And it did extremely well. We've sold 90% of the first phase, which has encouraged us to bring forward the second phase. So that is getting launched this weekend. We'll follow that up with the second phase of Mahindra of the Happinest in Mahindra World City, Chennai, as well as Happinest in Kalyan in Mumbai. And then later in the quarter or early in Q4, we will have the new land parcel in Pune, as I mentioned. We will bring that to market as well. So very exciting set of new launches lined up.
Okay. Also, give me a sense of you have been planning to get into society redevelopment as well. How is that plan progressing? Are there some projects already in the fray?
Yes, there are. There are at least 3 advanced conversations there. The decision process there is a winding road. So it's always so near yet so far. And one must appreciate that there are many members who are decision makers. So it does take some time to get those kinds of transactions closed.
Okay. So overall speaking, for financial year 2023, if you could give us an outlook of what you can expect as far as growth is concerned.
I think operationally, we are well on course to the growth aspirations that we had set out and articulated very clearly, which is to be at 2,500 crores of residential sales and 500 crores of industrial leasing by 2025. So we're well on course to achieve that. And continuing to build the business in terms of new land acquisition and new offerings as well. The other new foray that we've made this quarter, which I should touch upon, is a new joint venture we've signed with Actis on industrial and logistics real estate. So that's a nice extension to our industrial parks business.
Okay, so how will the synergies really come through in the books?
So this is built real estate assets for both logistics clients, warehouses, as well as built factories. What we've traditionally done in our industrial parks is leased land and the clients build their own factories. But we are seeing a growing demand for built facilities and grade A facilities in real estate from these clients. So this creates a different offering for the same set of clients and something that is attracting a lot of investment and creates an annuity income stream as well. So we are very excited about building out this business in partnership with Actis.
Okay, understood that. Well, all the best for this partnership, and we will look to see how this really contributes overall in the overall growth also going forward from here. And all the very best to you for the coming quarters, and hope to catch up very soon with you to understand more about the business. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Sakshi.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share, and subscribe.